Hey, it's Sarah with the 5D codes. Have you had a revelation that everything in your life that you did not understand why it happened and when it happened suddenly makes sense? This is for the people that have had those revelations or like are on the verge of that or have had that question, why do things happen the way they happen in my life? Why did I go XYZ? Did I have a choice? Did I have free will? Was that God closing a door, right? Or was it, did I make a mistake? Well, what I have seen recently, it's like the puzzle pieces are coming together for so many things. Like, no, we don't make mistakes. That's a mind matrix trap. And that's honestly what this culture that's trying to make us all NPCs, right? To me, an NPC is somebody that's identical. If somebody has no personal identity, it's like a non-person, right? Non-player character, non-person. And that is not who we are. Our authentic journey is mystical and magical and constantly miraculous. I mean, really. So here's a story to go along with this, a real life story to help. I had a sister, and I've talked about this in other videos, that passed away in 2000. Hardest loss of my life, led me on the spiritual awakening path. My sister took me to my first yoga class. So the year before she passed, she got really into yoga. She was really into Baron Baptiste. She was working at Omega Institute for the summer. I went down to visit. She took me to yoga class. It scared the bejesus out of me, but I did it. And I was also really out of touch with my body at that time. I pushed myself too hard and I gave myself shin splints all the time, right? I was just not listening. Well, that somatic practice helped me to listen. And when she passed, I took her yoga mat as a memento and I practiced with it. And yoga became the way that I really processed a lot of the grief. It was my crutch when I really needed something. So before Rebecca died, she was really into Ram Dass and the book Be Here Now, right? Be Here Now. This is important. So years later, somehow life happened and I ended up doing a teacher training. It was given as a gift to me. I put out the prayer. I was in a life transition space and I decided to do this training, and it was in Vancouver, British Columbia, where I never thought I would be. So I was there for 3 months. And when I came back to my hometown after that experience, I ended up getting sucked in and started teaching yoga without intending to teach yoga, because that's what God wanted me to do. And I got a flyer in the mail for this Kundalini yoga camp. And it was a Yogi Bhajan camp in New Mexico. I ended up deciding to do it on a whim because I didn't have any commitments to hold me back. And when I went to New Mexico, I ended up working at Lama Foundation for the summer as a summer steward. Well, guess what Lama Foundation is? It was the Ram Dass created spiritual community where he wrote Be Here Now. So when I was there, I was like, oh my gosh, I see the connection here. And now that Be Here Now mantra never gets old. That is the mantra that keeps coming back to my consciousness from all forms, from the algorithm of life. That is the awakening mantra. That is all we need to be here now. But it's also a reminder that everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. Always. So be here now. And put out that question if as much as you want. Why did XYZ happen? This was triggered yesterday when somebody was talking about, how so-and-so regretted taking this job and they got offered a job and didn't accept it and they took this other one. But you know what? Whether they made the conscious decision or life made it for them, there was a reason. Then they wanted that job that they didn't take, and they tried to go back and get it and it was already taken. Well, I guess that wasn't meant to be, at least at this time, right? What would it be like for us to have more faith? I think the main piece of this revelation is have faith that things are aligning exactly as they are supposed to. Have faith, my friend. When you are here and now, nothing that you do feels like a mistake. Nothing. And the mistake that you made, I feel like a mistake is just our brain saying, I'm suffering. Ooh, I did this and I'm unhappy. That feels like a mistake. There's a revelation in and of itself that just popped up in the here and now. When you are here and now too, you don't need to pre-script your stuff. It is, everything like flows in such a beautiful way. It's like life is an improv. You know what I mean? You don't need a script. You don't need a script. And then you look back and you see how, the death, one of the biggest traumas of my life, my sister's death, became this piece of this beautiful fabric that has led me here and now to this heart-based living, and how the trajectory just keeps flowing. Whenever I see that book, Be Here Now, I saw it recently when I was in a cacao cafe in, it was either Grass Valley or I think it was Nevada City, California. Really beautiful place. And they had Be Here Now sitting on the table. And I sat down and my heart just opened, and I opened it up, and it was like the perfect passage, as life is always the perfect passage for the moment. But I felt that connection with my sister, and I felt that connection with that part of my path that was seeking, that was asking for the peace of God, the peace of the moment, the peace of life. It's not going to come from a book. It's not going to come from a yoga practice. It's going to come from the realm of your heart. But that yoga practice or that book or that person can open you up. Why? Because your heart is ready. Your heart is waiting. Your heart is burgeoning. Your heart is hungry for the truth. Everything in your life is a seamless flow. Trust that, my friend. I love you. Until next time, know that we are walking each other home. There's Ram Dass again. And as I share, and your energy just even connects with me, whether it's just silently through a like, through a comment, or in another way, shape, or form, we are activating each other and reminding each other that this moment here and now is enough. It is enough. And that's when the magic just continues to flow. So the connecting the dots of the Be Here Now story in my life, that is every moment. That is every moment. And that's how life in New Earth is meant to be. And New Earth is just a concept for saying real reality. I mean, Ram Dass talked about being here now. That is New Earth. Embodied living. All right, let's see. I was going to do this as a short, and it ain't short. Maybe I'll try to chop it up, but I'm trusting that whoever sees it is meant to see it. So let me know if this resonated. What puzzle pieces are coming together for you? We are always where we need to be. Trust that, my friend. I'm learning to trust it too, just as much as you. Peace and love.